Hello, everyone. It is Friday, the 9th of August, 2024. Friday! And I'm not in my office. I was trying so hard for a long time to get my internet connection working. It was not, so I'm literally right by the freaking modem in the room that it's in, and I'm hoping this works. I had to go on this when I did the VIP show on Jaren as well, and so I'm hoping that it works out for this one as well. A lot of information that I've thrown out in the last 24 hours. I went on a friggin' binge of research just because, again, being in Gas Bay for as long as I was off grid a lot. And so, yeah, there's a lot of information that I've shared now for years, but I'm reiterating, I'm showing different clips of the shape of the world, about magnetism, about Coutts trials, about Helen Bruce, you name it. And so I do want to start with the Coutts trials. And I really hope that people that are within Canada are paying attention to this because it's incredibly important. And this is something that needs to get out. It needs to go viral. We have too many groups and something right now that are pushing lies and they're still trying to target or go after people that are sharing the truth and exposing people that are racketeers, that are lobbyists, that are propagandists, that are not on the right side of humanity, especially within Canada, and fully brainwashed into their roles to that's basically like societal collapse, like a phased societal collapse. And there's a lot of division being pushed with their narrative, with mainstream media, with our own algorithms and our own censorship that we're doing ourselves, right? We're reinforcing our own biases, and we're getting a lot of content on our social media platforms when we're viewing content that it's meant to elicit emotional responses in us and make us upset or make us angry, etc. Because again, this is something that distracts us, keeps us fighting with each other when this is a small percentage of elitists or billionaires, people that are rich, that are funding the narrative that's being perpetuated by the World Health Organization, the UN, WEF, and unfortunately that the experts that they're hiring and the people that they're working within various countries is it's pushing psyops, and there's still people that don't believe that. That's fine, but I've even said like they're funding major banking institutions, major education systems, major hospitals. I've even said that there are Pfizer and other pharmaceutical companies and other military contractor companies have given large donations to institutions where the high-ranking doctors and admin staff and nurses were getting huge kickbacks and bonuses. Again, this is money that it's blood money. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I've given the vaccine adverse event reports from Pfizer alone. Okay, and only 3 to 5% of vaccine adverse events were actually reported. I've given it from February of 2021 and from March of 2022, and people are still not paying attention to the fact that they knew that people were contracting COVID and multiple other COVID contracting that through the inoculation, and then a large percentage of people dying. And again, this was as early as February 2021, and then absolutely we had more as of March of 2022, the lock date and they were court ordered. They had to get sued to release that information, and yeah, we really need to start getting people like Marco Mendicino, Bill Blair, Justin Trudeau, Chrystia Freeland, the heads of these, like Omar Alghabra, Kieran Moore, Patty Hajdu, Vera Etches, the mayors, the district leaders that were provided this information as well. Even from me personally, I'm an international security advisor. I have been for many years. I have 23 years plus in the industry, international, high-level government work, and I've gotten kicked out of the fucking big club because I was sharing truth about COVID, about the inoculations, about Cambridge, about Johns Hopkins University, about you name it. And even the January 6th and Freedom Convoys being bought and paid for by these elitist types and people that were working with them. And even Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were in conversations, and they were assisting them with the censorship during COVID, and especially during the Freedom Convoy time, because they wanted to stage a riot, just like they tried to do January 6th. So they were giving them the fucking edge, the lead. Oh, these are my recommendations. Here's this. Like, no. Okay. And they baited people. They had plants that were lying about people, and I'm going to share this share this again. You've already heard about the Helen Bruce case trial. Sorry, not case. Well, yeah, it's a case, but it's the trials that are ongoing, and she's going to be back in the courts again. A hero, someone that has been of service to Canada and Canadians for over 22 years now. With the COVID inoculation and sudden infant deaths that they had never seen before in like the history of the OPS within this unit, and she got completely shut down, and she was labeled as a conspiracy theorist, as an anti-vaxxer, as this, as that, like so many different things, suspended and charged during the Freedom Convoy. Government, okay, wearing the uniform, or cabinet trying to, anyways, declare the War Measures Act. Sorry, the Emergency Act. It used to be the War Measures Act on innocent civilians and people that were also either retired government in various capacities, or people that got kicked out because they refused an illegal inoculation that wasn't even FDA approved, and people that were holding a line because they didn't want this to get approved for 100% of the population, and specifically children. And yeah, it's just been a comedy of errors. And the only way through this is peacefully and rationally, and going through the legal systems. And we need the help of people within government that are on the fucking wrong side of humanity right now. They need to pivot a little bit. I know that there's a push from WEF and the World Health Organization, and it's going to be investigations. Okay, people are going to have access to the emails and the correspondence that they didn't delete. And there's people within certain organizations that can recover deleted emails. And so I really hope that once these assholes finally step down, hopefully get criminally investigated, that push for and destroying our society in so many different aspects and levels, with the carbon scam, with climate change bullshit, with arson, and trying to blame it on climate change as well, and with the push, the DEI push. It's all the money, the work, the fucking worse. And people that are on the right side of humanity are getting baited by people even from the RCMP. And I'm going to share this video. This is from Viva Frey. Again, I don't agree with everything that he talks about. I think he has a little bit of a bias and a blind spot when it comes to Israel and Palestine, but a lot of people do. And but the truth is coming out. More and more whistleblowers, more and more people that even people getting targeted and arrested and intimidated by law enforcement. Again, Nazi types, because you're following unlawful orders. Okay, like I wish that people would do their own fucking research and not look at censored. I guess X as well. Um, but yeah, this talks about the RCMP officers that were on their own accord. Okay, so some of these people, again, these Nazi types, um, they're going off of their own um, bias, and they're not understanding that they're assisting in the societal collapse. And the Freedom Convoy, again, like I've said this from the beginning, make things peaceful. These are not things that work. These are things that are funded and staged and planned by people within all levels of government. There's also plants, and they're intentionally used. And I don't know why this should be illegal to elicit emotional responses in people, to bait people into doing things they wouldn't otherwise do or say. And this needs to stop. We're a first world country, and people that they are targeting are people that were trying to end illegal overreach, unconstitutional mandates, and not having informed consent on these what I call bioweapons. And I don't care to say it. I've showed the VAERS. I've repeatedly shared this with all levels of government, like I repeatedly said. And what did they do with it? Fucking nothing. Why? Because the same people are still running the fucking show, and it's been over 4 years now. But anyway, we'll see. I already linked it. I'll just reload it. But yeah, if I were you, I'm on Instagram mostly with stuff that I share, other than Rumble. And so Don Dussault on Instagram, DAWNDUSSAULT. And again, this is still loading. Yeah, unbelievable. Maybe if I stop sharing and attempt to share something else. Unrelated. This is Okay, so I'm still trying to load on my laptop, but for some reason on my phone I'm able uh, to do this. So I'm still trying to sign in and access my internet on my laptop, and so it's a little bit ridiculous. I'm finally able to now that I'm not logged in. See if I can do it now. Enter the studio from my laptop, and then see about closing this down. But first, I hope you can see this.
Getting this shape from the magnetic field lines of the magnet. This is a ring magnet on a device called a ferrocell that lets us see the magnetic field lines of the magnet. It's pretty cool. So notice what's in the middle. So as above, so below. Again, we live on that green plane, which is an inertial plane. It's called a block wall in the magnetic field. We experience that top half, the torus, over the Earth. So here's a closer picture of it. So from that first picture, which is the double torus, if we were looking at it from a top view, looking down, this would be the top torus. And again, pretty cool things over the Earth. So we don't in the beginning. Now, when we take those magnetic field lines that we saw and we lay that on top of the path of the ISS, they just happen to work perfectly. How cool is that? So the path of the ISS over a flat Earth versus what it would be on a globe happens to match perfectly with the magnetic field lines that we know are on the Earth. This is a double torus.
I did want to share that. There's more on magnetism as well, and it being like magnetic attraction forces above as well. That people within certain military contractor groups, like the ISS types, the NASA types, they use those I guess flight paths, those paths, in order to circle above us. I guess they also use things like jet streams as well. And so I'm going to see if this will load. See if my streaming app will load on my laptop. You'll see just how, like, I'm right beside the modem. Okay.